Hi everybody, I haven't made a serious video in quite some time. Honestly, I feel like it's probably been about a year or so, but in this moment, I've just decided to kind of sit here quietly and felt the spark of inspiration. If you guys follow me on other platforms like Instagram, you know that a lot of the time when I post, I do still communicate my inner world as much as I can, but in this moment now, I just feel like vocally expressing myself. As usual, most of my videos, I just let the raw emotions come as they are, and I have no set plan necessarily for what I want to talk about or what I want to say, other than just being totally open and explaining and expressing where I've been at mentally, even today, yesterday, the last week or 2 months, but I'd say the last few days I have felt this overwhelming consumption of thoughts. I a lot of the time struggle with overthinking and overanalyzing and having a very overactive mind, especially at nighttime. I struggle with insomnia because that's just when my mind at night goes and goes and goes down these rabbit holes and tunnels, but which is fine. I feel like it's fine if it's a creative outlet and if it's like you exploring thoughts and ideas, but when it's consuming to the point of this like anxiety inducing fear of the future, of what do I do and how do I get there and why is my life like this, and like the energy of just discontentment, then you have to take a step back and ask yourself, why am I allowing this burden of almost an interrogation in my mind, an expectation to answer all of these things, to live up to this idea of needing to know what the next step is and needing to know how to progress and needing to know all of the answers all at once. It's not fair to do to ourselves, and it takes us out of the potentiality of understanding our circumstance. It takes us out of the realm of being able to create a solution for the moment when we are bombarding ourselves with so much inquiries that are so unhealthy and so unnecessary. I myself, I think over the years have been, I have been a person who seeks a lot. I always am seeking some form of fulfillment or validation outside of myself. And over the years, that's been through, let's say, before I had kids for the most part, and at the beginning of having kids, spirituality was what I sought out. I used to do a lot of plant medicine. I used to travel a lot and do just more metaphysical things that I don't necessarily do now, but I was always seeking something. I was always seeking this fulfillment of the void that I feel inside, and I believe that we all constantly seek that, and we all have differing reasons to do it, and some of us have healthier, more calculated ways to do that bring harmony to us, and others, all of us actually have coping mechanisms or validation reasons for filling the void with unhealthy things, and we all fluctuate back and forth. and some of us more than the other. And lately, I feel like I have been fluctuating on a very unconscious level that doesn't create solutions and just digs a deeper and deeper hole. I have been struggling, and I don't know if it's my age lately, my birthday. I'm a Gemini, but my birthday month is coming up, and I'm inching closer to 30. I'll be 29, and there's been this subconscious discontentment and fear and uncomfortableness with my age, and I feel like the void that I'm trying to fill with the experiences, the materialness, the just like the physical not wanting to age, is all rooted in this intricate, sorry, my cat, I didn't know if it was my son coming up, this intricate dialogue of starting to realize that I am getting older, that life is moving fast, and I think you realize it a lot when and if you choose to have kids, because you see your little beings physically, on a physical, mental, emotional level, shifting so quickly, and it makes you realize you are literally every single day getting older. I am day by day getting closer to death. Yes, I'm far away, I'm still so young, but it's just, when I'm laying at nighttime and I'm thinking of this future and how to preserve myself, preserve my family, I feel like it has to be coming from a place of just fear of, someday leaving my kids behind and not being a part of their world anymore. And the seeking that I have constantly tried to consume, the seeking and the urge to fill and fill and fill, is just this sensation of the moment not being good enough, or the longevity of happiness or joy or good moments, pure moments, not being long enough, not being fulfilling enough. And it's all so inevitable. Every single day you wake up, every time that ticks on the clock, when you go through the motions of life, when you fall back asleep on your bed, every single night is just one moment closer to the end. And it's this feeling of, have I done enough? Have I provided enough for those that I love? Have I found my fulfillment and my joy for my personal, individual self? And I feel like most often the very stern, heavy parts of ourselves will say no, that we haven't done enough. But what if tomorrow was our last day and we had this expectation of, I didn't do enough till, my last day? We will never get to the point, because we will never understand and comprehend when our last moments are. We will never get to the point where we can say, oh, I have done enough, if we have this expectation. If we just realize that every single day we get out of bed, whether it's a good day, a bad day, if you fight with your partner, if you're unkind to your children, if you're just not a nice neighbor, whatever it may be, you have to realize that every single day is a test to see how you can find this fulfillment, to realize that you have done enough and you are doing enough, whether it feels like you have progressed or not. It's just the mere act of waking up and trying every single day with the sun and having this unconscious realization that you're moving with the tides, and in that in itself, you're doing enough. I always feel like these messages don't make sense. But essentially, this is just a message to my future self, because I have been seeking and putting this burdensome expectation on myself every single night after I work hard, long days to take care of my family. And I tell myself, it's not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I haven't provided enough. And it is such bullcrap. If we just are kind to ourselves for just a moment in time, whether or not others are kind to us, because a lot of the time we're not kind because we feel like those in our lives who have not shown up in the ways that we need, it makes us want to reciprocate that as, well, I shouldn't love myself if I'm perceiving someone else not doing that. But that's not fair, and that's not accurate. And essentially this whole video is just about saying we need to be kinder to ourselves and to not expect so much, and to be more gentle, and to not burden ourselves with this need to know every single thing, to have every single thing, to be perfect, to achieve, to be better than other people. It's not a competition. It's just, life is so particularly unique to each and every one of us, and you cannot categorize your existence and put it on any other scale other than your very own. It's just unique unto you, and that is it. And if we can give ourselves that grace to just know that my life is a particular lesson for me, every single thing I experience, every thought that comes to my mind, every insecurity, every anxiety moment, depressed moment, these are all just little reminders and lessons for ourselves to just take a step back and say, hey, I can actually break the cycle and be kind to myself for the first time. I can actually acknowledge the fact that I am enough. I am doing everything that I can. And when you allow and stop resisting this grace and this kindness and this gentleness, you've entered the moment. And when you're in that moment of just being and experiencing and witnessing, nothing else matters. Politics, the world, yes, on a physical level it matters, but we're talking moment to moment in your little bubble, your atmosphere, your own very moment of existence. Yes, things in the world that are horrific and detrimental and sad, yes, they matter, but your environment and your universe also matters. And if you can have a well-balanced, loving, gentle, self-aware environment, that's when you're capable of giving to others and advocating and being able to pick up and to perceive truth and to actually help. You can't help others if your atmosphere, if your universe is convoluted by your own political, mental traumas. It's all a reflection of what's going on inside of us, and we're the most susceptible to our environment if we allow it to be. So in order to create any type of internal, external change, you just need to take a step back and slow down. And I know it's tacky, it's been said a million times, but try to be in the moment. Because in being here now with yourself in quietness and peace and contentment, that's where truth finally comes out. That's where awareness blossoms and stems. Here's my late night podcast. I hope you guys resonate with this, and if you don't, that's totally fine. I do not need to win anybody over. This is a lesson for myself. It's been so long since I just sat with myself and talked out loud and just let the emotions and the feelings and the observations just surface. And it feels really good. And it's for me. It's not for anyone else. In this moment, this is for me. And if it so happens to help anybody else, I'm so thankful for that. And it brings me so much joy. And I just hope to remind you all that you have the capability of having these moments too. And you have the capability of being kind and self-aware and gentle and in the moment, even in the most difficult, dark times and moments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.